Welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl. Today I'm going to be pruning back my tomato plants and some of my squash plants down below. The reason why I'm pruning them back is because I have a lot of new flowers coming in on these plants, and I need those plants to focus on the actual tomatoes themselves, the fruit on the plants. And so I have tomatoes here, and these are all my cherry tomatoes. So all of the top branches on these tomato plants have new flowers on them. And I don't have enough time in this season. We only have, well, probably about 2 weeks or so of still some fairly nice weather. We're not getting close to zero yet, but it will be happening. So what I want to do is I'm going to be pruning back to where I find my first set of tomatoes that I want the plant to focus its energy on those tomatoes, because I need those to be ripening as much as I can. I would like to vine ripen my tomatoes as much as I can. I don't want to have to, bring them in the house. I will have a lot of green tomatoes that I'm going to be ripening in the house, but I'm going to try and get as many as I can to ripen on the plants. So here, this is my cherry Roma. And I think if I pruned it right here, and pretty much that's just all new flowers. So I'm going to cut that back, and anything that doesn't have any tomatoes on it, I'm just cutting it back. I'm not even going to worry about these plants. I just don't want any more flowers to be starting up, so I am going to heavily prune these back. I've got some up here, and then if I have like a trailing vine of tomatoes, I'm just cutting it back so that it can focus the energy on that. So here, I'm looking and I see tomatoes to here. So I'm gonna have to take this out the other side. Actually, I could probably grab it from the top and just push it out this way. Bring it over here, and it may seem extreme for me to be doing this, but we don't have much time left, and then I'm going to have to bring everything into the house anyways. Okay, so there's another one, and then I'll bring the camera over and I'll show you what I've done when I'm finished. Okay, so let's take a look. I've pretty much cut this one right back. It was past this panel, and so I've cut that one back. We've got lots of cherry tomatoes on here, still lots that are ripening down there. Those need to be picked. The yellow pear tomatoes, lots on there. I've got a couple that are starting to get too big and starting to split on the yellow pear, so I'll have to pick those. Cut that right off at the top. We can get a better look at that from the other side. Oh, I notice I missed one branch over here on my sweetie cherries. Pruned my mystery Roma right down. So over here I missed this little bit of yellow flower, so I'll have to cut that off. I can do that just right like that. And then I'll take that, add that to the rest of mine. Yeah, I cut this one off right at the top there. You can see where I've cut it. add this to my wheelbarrow full of trimmings. I also pruned back my spaghetti squash vines. They were growing up along the panel, but they'll never grow fast enough and mature. These cherry tomatoes, the same thing. Pruned these ones back really substantially. This is the chocolate sprinkles, then the black natural black cherry, and then we go into the sun gold. This sun gold is such a vigorous tomato vine that you really need to do the heavy pruning. So keeping it to 1 liter would be optimally. So it started out here and I had it at 1 liter, and then it broke off into 2, and that's where it started to go crazy. This one that I did not prune heavily, it started out with 1, then it went 1, 2, 3, 4, which then this one branched off to 1, 2. But just letting you know how crazy this sun gold just went. You know, you start off with 1 plant and it ends up sending out so many different shoots, and it is just absolutely crazy. So it's best to prune heavily. I think letting them just go to their own devices is, as far as I'm concerned, not a good choice. So my last set of tomato plants is over here. Here, these are the Amish paste. Pruned all the tops off of those. Pruned a lot off the bottom, more so off the bottom as well. Then we go into the New Girl. Pruned all the tops off of here. Opened it right up so that everything can have a better chance at ripening on the vine, as opposed to me having to bring them in. Then over on this side, here we have the black crim. Another black crim. Really opened this up. This is that Aunt Ruby's German green. Got a couple there that are already pretty much ripe. I'll let them go about another day and then pick those. This black crim here is pretty much almost there. So pretty. And then I've got a couple more really nice big ones. So I'm down here in the bottom area, and this is where I have all my pumpkin plants. This is my bonbon squash, and then I have the candy roaster squash. And I will be doing the same with these plants. Now, I wore gloves because the tomatoes just make such a mess of your hands, but I'm going to continue wearing the gloves with these vines because they're so pokey and prickly. Like, they don't actually put any, like, it's not like a rose bush that's going to end up making you bleed or anything like that, but they're still, and I have long sleeves on because when I work with this stuff, it actually makes me quite itchy. So with my vine, like, this is a big vine, but my squash is way over there. So instead of having it focus any more on growing this vine any longer, I'm just going to cut it back so it can focus just on the squash itself. So I'm going to cut it right back to here, right where the squash is, and I'm cutting it back just before the squash, and then there is my bonbon squash right there. So I'll cut that back, and I'm just going to put that in a pile. Here I have another one. This doesn't have any squash on it at all, so I can basically cut this right back to the very base of it. And cut all of these. And I'll just add that to my wheelbarrow. There's another couple more vines. Just cut those out. Nothing growing on it, so there's no point in keeping it. Okay, we've got another part come way over here too. Another one here. Cut that right there. This one. I'm being pretty ruthless when it comes to cutting these out. Okay, I can cut this part over here. Add this to my pile. What do we got here? I'll just cut it here. These I pretty much can see my path back again. And I'm just going to go on the other side and finish cutting out with the bonbon squash. And then I'm going to cut out the candy roaster. Now this vine was growing in behind my fence, and there's some baby candy roaster squashes on it. So they will never develop in time. So here you can see the little baby candy roaster. Won't develop in time. So this is my mountain of vines that I have removed from here. On the most part, it was small stuff and flowers that I did remove. Now, I did accidentally cut out one vine that had 3 pumpkins on it, but the good news is they were already starting to turn orange. So I really don't feel bad. And these ones here, these are the small sugar pumpkins. And they're not going to get very big to begin with. And they already started turning orange, so I don't really feel bad about this. I'll take them into my garage or down into my cold storage, and I will let them finish ripening. So really, this is my second wheelbarrow full. First it was all the tomatoes, now it's these vines, and I think that's all I'm going to be cutting off for now. I just wanted to show you what I was doing today and kind of bring you along, show you what that looks like. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again the next time. Bye for now.